The record was uploaded without any explanation. A state historical society digitized a box of administrative files from a psychiatric institution that closed in the late 1970s. They put them on a public archive site. No press release. No announcement. Just a folder of scanned documents labeled by year. The 1962 discharge ledger is 41 pages long. A column headers patient number, admission date, ward, discharge date, physician signature, forwarding address, next of kin, follow-up appointment scheduled. 43 entries. Same year. Every single forwarding address field, blank. Every next of kin field, blank. Every follow-up field, blank. Not most of them. All of them. The county morgue kept its own records. Also digitized. Also public. The unclaimed body log for 1962 has 43 entries. 43 discharge papers filed. 43 bodies no one ever came to collect. Same year. Exact same number. That's where this starts. The institution admitted patients from across the county. Some came through the courts. Some through family commitments. Some through poorhouse referrals, people with no fixed address, no employment record, no family listed. The admission ledger has a field for emergency contact. For a significant portion of the 1962 admissions, that field is blank. Not crossed out. Not listed as unknown. Just empty, as if no one thought to ask. Or as if someone knew there was no point. Immigrants. People who had been living in county poorhouses before admission. The unhoused. People who had already fallen out of every system designed to track a human being. The institution had admitted these patients before 1962. The pattern goes back at least a decade in the earlier ledgers. But 1962 is the year the discharge numbers become exact. Think about what it takes to be truly invisible to a bureaucracy. No address. No family. No employer. No one who would call if you stopped writing. The institution found these people, admitted them, and in 1962 discharged all 43 of them in a single year to nowhere, with no follow-up scheduled. The morgue logged 43 unclaimed bodies that year. The morgue also noted cause of death for each. Those fields in the digitized version are redacted. Every one of the 43 discharge papers carries the same signature. Dr. L. Harmon, staff physician. The signature is consistent, same loop on the capital P. Same flat crossing on the A. Whoever signed these papers signed them often enough that it looked practiced. The staff records for the institution are also in the archive. Personnel files. Payroll ledgers. A typed list of attending physicians by year. Dr. L. Harmon is listed as active staff from 1954 through 1962. Under the 1962 entry, a single typed note, deceased. Coronary event. March 14, 1962. March 14th. 22 of the discharge papers are dated before March 14th. Those signatures may be his. 8 of the discharge papers are dated after March 14, 1962. Someone signed his name 8 times after he was dead on official discharge documents for patients who then appear nowhere in any subsequent record. The remaining 13 papers cluster in the 2 weeks before his death. Whether he signed those himself in the last days of his life or whether someone had already started, the record doesn't say. What the record says is this: a dead man discharged 8 patients. Those patients have no forwarding address. The morgue has 8 unclaimed bodies in the months following those discharge dates. The numbers line up. They keep lining up. In 1971, a state inspector conducted a routine review of the institution's administrative records. The memo he filed runs to 4 pages. The first 3 pages cover staffing ratios, building maintenance violations, and supply requisition irregularities. Standard language. Standard concerns. Page 4 is different. He flagged the 1962 discharge ledger. He noted the blank next of kin fields. He noted the identical formatting across all 43 entries. He noted specifically that 8 discharge papers bore the signature of a physician who had died before those papers were dated. He described it as a records discrepancy requiring further administrative review. That phrase is doing a lot of work. At the bottom of page 4, the memo notes that the county morgue records for 1962 had been cross-referenced. The number 43 appears circled in his handwriting. The memo was filed. It was logged as received by the state administrative office. There is a receipt stamp on the cover page dated November 3, 1971. It was never forwarded to the district attorney's office. 3 weeks after the memo was filed, November 24, 1971, the inspector was transferred to a different district. His transfer order is stapled to the back of the memo in the archive. Someone kept them together. The transfer order lists the reason as routine reassignment. There is no record of any administrative review being initiated. There is no record of anyone else ever pulling the 1962 discharge file. In 1994, the institution's remaining administrative archive caught fire. The cause was listed as an electrical fault in the storage wing. What survived was already in state hands: the records that had been pulled for the 1971 review, the ledgers that had been digitized before the fire, and a partial box of personnel files. The names survived. 5 of them. Robert Mack, admitted February 1961. Discharged according to the ledger, September 4, 1962. Maria Vila, admitted July 1960. Discharged March 28, 1962. 14 days after Dr. died. Edward Thomas Furlong, Admitted January 1959. Discharged October 1962. Admitted April 1961. Discharged June 1962. Clarence D. Admitted November 1958. Discharged August 12, 1962. Ordinary names. People who were somewhere and then were processed out of the record and then were not anywhere. The institution closed in 1978. The people who administered it retired. Some collected pensions. No one was charged. No investigation was ever opened after 1971. The 1971 inspector filed a memo. He circled a number. Someone transferred him before anything happened. The archive has the number. The morgue has the number. The discharge ledger has the number. 43. The records agree on that much.